Hello everyone, it's Thierry from Sabotage here. Today we wanted to do a quick video to give you a dev update on what we're currently working on. So we're still holding off the big announcement of what's next for the Messenger for the Kind of Funny Games Showcase on December 8th. But in the meantime, we have a quality of life patch that's coming around November 20th. We'll confirm the date really soon. And so the main thing it's going to bring to the game is a New Game Plus mode. Like everything in the Messenger, it has its own twist, and so today we want to do like a quick walkthrough hands-on showing gameplay footage of what you can expect in this upcoming Messenger Plus update. So if you don't want any spoilers or you haven't beaten the game yet, maybe you can save this video for later. So with that, let's take a look. So first, a little bit of housekeeping. The main thing people were asking for was the ability to rebind keys in the game. So that's in there just the way you'd expect. Through the pause menu, you can go and rebind keys at will through the options. So it'll be there for both Switch and PC when the Messenger Plus update goes live. And then another thing that's mostly for speedrunners who were saying that, you know, having to skip through the text can get kind of annoying. So we bound it to if you hold the right trigger and the jump at the same time. Obviously, you can rebind these as well, but so the key to run on water and the key to jump, you hold both of these at the same time and it skips the text ahead as fast as the game can do it for you, so it's faster than if you match. And now for changes that have to do more with directly how the player interacts within the game. The first thing you'll notice if you're on the second quest and you found at least one music note is that in the shop the cabinet has been replaced by a jukebox. So if you just want to kick back and listen to your favorite track, you can do that by interacting with it directly within the shop. But it also adds the jukebox to the pause menu, so while you're out adventuring you can set the current levels track to the one you want, and you can also set the jukebox into shuffle mode. And what that does is that every time you die or change area, it re-randomizes which track will be playing. So hopefully this will give some listening time to more obscure tracks like maybe the Dark Cave, where you just go there once and only for a few minutes and then you never really hear that track again. We felt it was a bit of a shame. So that's why we thought adding the jukebox was a good idea. And also, you know, for people who play the game over and over and replay it and run it, you know, it's good to have variety in the audio that's playing. So the next, the other big thing that we're changing that has, and this one really has to do with gameplay, is the windmill shuriken. So we'll touch on New Game Plus next. So first of all, the windmill shuriken is available from the start if you're in New Game Plus and you started from a save that had all the power seals found. Because, you know, so the idea is that the windmill shuriken was a pretty underwhelming upgrade, so we wanted to make changes to it to make it meaningful. So the first thing is that now instead of just using charges, it's on a cooldown, so it's gonna have a rhythm to it instead of, you know, you can burst for a while and then you need to find, you know, mana charges, you know, from lanterns or whatever to be able to use it again. The other big thing is it will now give a cloud step from range if you hit something with it. And also, obviously, the windmill shuriken goes through collisions and everything, so you can hit switches, you know, or activate crystals and things like that. So, and since you can use it from the start of your run in New Game Plus, we're really excited to see what players will end up, how they will end up breaking the game with that. And so next up is New Game Plus, which is the big addition to with this update. So the way we wanted to approach New Game Plus is that it should have a twist, as with all things Messenger, and the idea with the story all being based on cycles and all that, it kind of made sense for it to have an additive New Game Plus mode. So the idea is that from a save slot where you've beaten the game, the final boss, you can copy that save into a New Game Plus save file. And then it's all about cycles, and so you first start in New Game Plus 1, and if you beat the game again, you can play New Game Plus 2, and it goes as far as you can make it. And so the first thing that happens when you start a New Game Plus is you get a UI prompt of which item you want to have locked in from the start. So you always have the wingsuit, the climbing claws, and the rope dart by default, and also a few ones that were just annoying fetch quests like the seashell, you know. But then you can also pick which ones you don't want to have to go get yourself, like the candle or the booster run on water, things like that. And then, so if you pick the candle in New Game Plus 1, you start New Game Plus 2, you already have the candle and you can now add an extra item. And so eventually you're down to the music notes which you lock in. So if you make it far enough, at some point you're like at New Game Plus 13 or whatever, you know, and all you have to do is just get one of the music notes and then you're on to the final boss, but also everything kills in one hit at that point, you know, because all the stats increase. So then when you start the game, you see Quarble in the ninja village and he will give you the information, you know, on like, oh, incoming damage is increased by 3 and boss's HP is increased by 15, you know, or things like that. And then he also tells you how much it costs for you to be resurrected that time around, because in New Game Plus you have to pay Quarble upfront. So your time shards meter in the HUD will be red until you have enough money to pay upfront to be resurrected. And so from there, basically the idea is that if Corbeil can save you, he then doesn't follow you to pay himself back because you did pay upfront. But if you don't have enough money, it's game over, and you go back to New Game +1. So you can try a different path of which items to unlock, to have first from the get-go, things like that. So even though you go back, we still save in your save slot with a little star icon how far you ever made it in New Game Plus. So we're really excited to see where players go with that, because I mean everyone's already breaking the game and they're already way better than us at it. We can't really beat New Game Plus 7, but please let us know how you're doing with that. And so that's it for the Messenger Plus update, which should drop around November 20th. We'll have a confirmed date really soon. And also want to remind you to tune in on December 8th to the Kinda Funny game showcase, because we'll have the big announcement for what's next for the Messenger. So thank you for tuning in, and from everyone at Sabotage, thank you so much for playing our game. We're going to support it as long as we have people playing it. So have a good one.